I chaired the search committee that selected Dan to be the CEO of CUNA. It was probably Dan's background as a former congressman from Florida that helped us make that selection, but at the same time, it was just his personal nature that caused us to say, this is a man of integrity that we believe could lead us and a very strong spokesperson for the credit union philosophy and difference.
Isn't it great to be in Washington, D.C.?
CUNA and CUNA Mutual created the renewal committee to look at the function of CUNA, and he was instrumental in moving CUNA to Washington, D.C. and having a far greater impact in the nation's capital on behalf of credit unions.
We have such a terrific senior staff. Most of them are there because they wanted to work for Dan Mica. But I think a lot of it is, the image of CUNA as being a world-class trade association, the white hat image of, well-earned and deserved image of credit unions, and the fact that they get to work for a great guy like Dan Mica.
The movement is very blessed to have the team they have at CUNA in Washington, the leadership they have in the leagues, and the kind of people who really make things happen for the right reasons. And I've been very pleased to be a part of it.
One of the great things Dan did as a leader of CUNA is he helped develop that importance and that level of skill that a national trade association needs. That's all part of not only the credit union's image, but what we need to do to continue to protect the ideals of credit unions.
I've never seen a situation where you have a better opportunity politically than you have with the CUNA, the leagues, and credit unions as a political force. All 50 states and all of one mind. And that one mind is to make a better credit union environment for all of us, for our members, for our credit unions, and for America.
One of the great things that Dan Mica brought to the credit union campaign for consumer choice, also known as HR 1151, was he was the one person that knew how to get into the different offices. And it had not been for Dan's contact with Senator D'Amato and those hard decisions that had to be made, Lord knows where credit unions would be today.
If we had lost 1151, we would have had to tell a third, 20, 30 million members of credit unions that they had to quit. They weren't legally allowed to be members. That would have been the beginning and the end of the system, I think.
He brought those skills to us and really explained and taught to us how to use our grassroots political strength and our ability to generate political donations through the Credit Union Legislative Action Council. Dan's impact on the credit union movement from the standpoint of increasing our political abilities will be indelible. It will last forever.
When I arrived at CUNA, our PAC was about $400,000, and now it's over $4 million. We're one of the largest PACs of our type in the country, and we hope to do an even better job on our grassroots in the years to come.
Credit Union House was just a wonderful project that Dan came up with. One of our longtime, very respected CEOs passed away in Tennessee, and it was so wonderful for our delegation to be able to go to Credit Union House and have the plaque placed on the Wall of Fame there. He lived and breathed credit unions, and that was, to me, was the best thing we could do for his memory.
We've had almost every senator, every congressman, people from throughout the administration, from NCUA. One night in particular, we had almost the entire U.S. Senate there. So Credit Union House has become a symbol of credit union permanence. We're not going away. We represent 93 million Americans, and they deserve a fair deal.
We have a group called the G10, and the G10 and World Council are the 10 largest movements. And the head of that group is Dan Mica. And they very much look to him for leadership and advice, for input, and certainly I think Dan garnered the respect that he so richly deserved.
His mentor in politics was Paul Rogers. He created the National Osteoporosis Foundation and encouraged Dan to get involved with it too. He's very active in raising money for and supporting his local Catholic school and church in his neighborhood. When he was in the Congress, he gave a lot of time to Radio Free Europe. Dan is just the kind of guy that identifies things that are important to people and in his own life and gives back so much to it.
It really is an honor to succeed him at CUNA, and it's really an honor for me to honor Dan as he accepts the Herb Wegner Award.
We thank you. We're grateful for everything that you have done, and we will benefit for a long, long time from your accomplishments and from all that you did for our movement and us individually and collectively.
I can think of no individual more deserving of receiving the Herb Wegner Memorial Award for individual achievement than Dan Mica. Congratulations, Dan, on this well-deserved honor.
Martha and I have made friends that we feel are going to be lifelong friends. Thank you for showing me what real, sincere, passionate people are all about. You know, in the political world, sometimes you don't see that every day. And so I feel just honored to be a part of this, and I am committed for the rest of my life to the credit union system, credit union movement. It provides a great service to America and to citizens all over the world.
I'm really going to miss Dan Mica. He's been a mentor, but he's also been a very good friend. I told him, I said, you know, you can say anything about anybody, anytime, any way you want to say it, as long as you say, bless his heart. But with Dan, I feel like it's a really good thing when I say, bless your heart, Dan. You've done good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the National Credit Union Foundation is proud to honor Daniel A. Mica with the 2011 Herb Wegner Memorial Award for individual achievement.